Okay, quickly, without thinking, what do you see in this picture? What's going on? If I were you, I might see a man holding his daughter at her very first Christmas. If you were my sister, though, you'd see me, her brother, holding his nephew. I look at this picture and I see everything that's changed in the last 5 years, including all the gray in my beard. And if you're my mom, well, you'd probably just be happy to remember the moment. Hi, Mom. And if we showed this picture to 30 more people, we'd have at least 10, maybe 15 more completely different stories about what's going on here. Who these people are, what religion they celebrate, where in the world they might be, and even what year it is. See, this is a great example of something that human beings do all the time. We take in information, and then our brain fills in gaps. We start to tell stories about what we see. And this difference between the facts and the stories, that's what we're going to talk about today on Everyday Awareness. Okay, before we go any further, let's cover a few quick definitions. Facts. Facts are just the things we observe. Imagine a security camera in a bank. The things that camera picks up, whether it's video or audio, those are the facts in any given situation. On the other hand, stories are everything in our heads that we've made up about those facts. So given that, the difference between stories and facts might feel really black and white. But often, we humans, we can confuse the two and start labeling stories as facts, which causes all sorts of miscommunication, whether it's in the workplace or with your family or with your partner. And that's not great. Let's run through another example, and I'll show you what I mean. Let's say you lead the team that's responsible for designing and launching the new website for your company. Launch is 24 hours away, and in that last meeting where you're checking off all the little boxes, the team ends up in an argument. Tim, your designer who's been on the team for years, firmly believes that the button should be yellow. Because in his words, it's just a fact. Yellow buttons get more clicks than any other color button on any site we've ever launched. And on the other side of the table is Lisa, your new data scientist. She's been running an A/B test on the old site for a month and has conclusive data to show that red is actually the higher converting color. Tim and Lisa firmly believe that their option is the right one and that the other is wrong. And they've even brought in all these outside facts to back up their positions. But let's take a closer look. Both Tim and Lisa have brought in facts. These are indisputable, they're unarguable, they are true. However, they've also brought in stories that, when they're layered in with those facts, start to build arguments, miscommunication, and eventually just drama. So what do we do here? How do we make a choice that reduces this drama and still provides a win for both Tim and Lisa? We could choose to believe that there's a right and wrong answer, to side with Lisa or Tim, which could create resentment, and then this drama might show up in the next meeting that all three of us are in. Or we could choose to be curious, to examine the facts of the situation and identify any stories that all three of us might have about the potential outcome. Once we've split these two things apart, maybe we choose to check and test those stories and launch the site tomorrow with an A/B test to see which button performs better. By allowing the team to lay out all of the facts and examine their stories about those facts, we're able to find common ground, to find a win for all, including probably figuring out which button color performs best on the new site. So how does this apply to you? First, if you find yourself in a situation where there's drama, there's been a miscommunication, or something just doesn't quite feel right, take a minute and check. What do you know are the facts? What stories do you have? Then, once you've got your stories and your facts separated out, check those stories. Do they still feel true? Are you willing to be wrong about any of them? And if so, how can you check? It's actually a really simple conversation. Hey, I just want to check, is that a picture of you and your son? You know, after that meeting ended, I realized I had a story that you were angry at me. I just wanted to check, is that right? And finally, when you're playing around with this structure of facts versus stories, be really careful about using the word truth, because that word can apply to either side. The facts are true, and the stories are true as well. So the next time you find yourself stuck in drama, or all tangled up in a miscommunication, if you can, take a step back and ask, What are the facts here? And what stories am I making up? The answer might surprise you. Thanks for being here.